Hello, I'm Melita from Timeless Yoga, sharing practical insights into the 8-step system that is yoga. Traditional yoga is actually a sophisticated system that extends far beyond doing yoga postures. I know in the West we often associate yoga with purely going to a class and a doing yoga, an action-orientated pursuit. But actually, yoga in its entirety is literally a way of living that brings understanding to your experiences. In its truest form, it's a systematic guide to living a more skillful, authentic, and aware life. And that's why I wanted to make these recordings, to help people to better understand how they can harness all the benefits of yoga to bring more wellness in a holistic sense to your life. So traditionally, according to the sage Patanjali, who first brought together the various aspects of yoga that were practiced historically, he codified 8 steps. Now, this is often referred to as Ashtanga. Ashta meaning 8, and Anga being steps, or you might have heard of the phrase the 8 limbs of yoga as well. It's important to note here that this is completely different to the asana style of the same name. So in these 8 steps, the first one is referred to as the yamas. And these are 5 social ethics on how to be in the world and with others. In future videos, we're going to delve into these in much more depth and see how they can apply to your life. The second step is the niyamas, 5 personal practices for ultimate health and well-being, how to be with yourself. And all of this is used to prepare ourselves for the third step, which is asana, which we're probably the most familiar with. Now, traditionally, asana is referred to as easy, comfortable postures aimed at keeping one's body healthy and ultimately to enable us to be able to sit in a meditative posture for extended periods of time. The fourth step, or anga, is pranayama. This is where we honour the breath through various practices that support our asana, our physical practice. It also supports mindfulness and has a really effective impact on regulating the nervous system. And this is all done in preparation for meditation. The 5th step of the system that is yoga is called pratyahara. Now, you may be familiar with this through your yoga practices, where the teacher asks you to start to withdraw your senses. And this is used as a prelude and as initial step towards meditation. So our first goal there is to be able to withdraw from our surroundings and start to bring our focus a little bit more internal. Once we've established this skill, which absolutely can occur with practice, we have step 6, dharana. And this is I guess you'd say the next step in the piece, where once you know how to internalize your senses, you then have a much better opportunity to actually concentrate and to focus on the practice at hand. When you practice this for some time, you may find that you then naturally step into our 7th limb called dhyana. So this is where we get to actual meditation. Single pointed awareness, whereby you can experience an uninterrupted flow of consciousness as the observer and the observed. So for example, if you're doing a particular mantra or chanting as your focal point, you have awareness that there's a part of you that is observing that practice. And as such, you also have that awareness that if you find your mind wandering elsewhere, you're able to observe that and bring it back to the practice. And finally, the 8th step of the system of yoga, samadhi. It's expressed as a state of absorption, whereby the distance between you and the object or technique of meditation becomes lesser and lesser until you become one with it. So in Samadhi, there's no distinction between the knower and the known, the person, individual practicing and the practice itself. So I'm hoping that those explanations give you a little bit of a better idea of the foundational aspects of yoga and what it is as a whole system, because it offers you so much. Every aspect of your life can be positively influenced by this system. And I really look forward to going into that in more depth with you in the following videos to come. So thank you very much for your time. Melita from Timeless Yoga, just sharing some practical insights into the 8-step system that is yoga.